lasting global trade war could push rate mortgage arrears beyond levels seen in 2008 to 2009. Is also watching availability of credit and conditions for funding and market liquidity. It will closely watch indicators of financial stress and evidence of precautionary behavior by financial system funds. Now, macro shows current trade environment has pushed risks higher overall.
Good morning, traders. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Let me get this over to the Discord.
Adding our analysts our analysis is not a projection, it is an assessment of vulnerability. At Bank of Canada's Rogers says average increase in mortgage payments will be smaller than what we expected a year ago. Hedge funds are more likely to pull back with the markets experiencing stress.
Hey, good morning, Creative Blast. Good morning, Andre, Ark, Bob Burner, D-Bomb, Dinesh, Ed, Chuck, Gary, Jay, JD, Jackson, JJ, Logger, Michael, Muffin Man, Nisha. We got a couple of new names in the group here today in the premium. Welcome. Hope you guys find some value here. Subri, Toby, and Tron. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great morning. I've been having a killer morning so far. I'll go over my trades again here real quick. I'm up over almost $1,500 already in cash after commissions. This is my cash account. This is my live Tradeovate brokerage. I took a short up here around 5:50 a.m. That was pretty much the top. Just a scalp. Took a short on this confirmation back test of upper band. So this is a return to value short. I caught the VWAP bounce almost to the tick right here for about 30 points. Then I shorted that bounce for a scalp. We broke VWAP, back tested the top of this distribution, shorted that, and then I longed the lower band. And I've just been nailing trade after trade this morning. So it's been awesome. David, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the YouTube channel. I stream absolutely free for the first 30 minutes of my stream here. For you guys to ask questions and kind of learn my system a little bit. And then we have our premium Discord where I trade normally till about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our premium members over in the Discord. If you guys ever want to grab a free trial to that, there's 7 days free in the description of this video. And we're going to see what the market has to present us today. Good morning, Larry. Jackson. Good morning, guys. Glad to have everybody. Yep, I blew a combine yesterday too, Chuck. Over leveraged. I was on, probably $1,000 away from funding that combine. But I did make $2,000 in my cash account yesterday. So I lost $50 in a combine, but I made $2,000 in my cash account. I'll take that any day. So I'm going to be real cautious, guys. The temptation here is to just shut it down already and just trade something else right now. $1,500 before 10 a.m. It's a good morning. I'm pretty happy with that, but no real conviction of buying here on the cumulative delta, guys, if you're noticing. Very weak buying, low volume. So far the conviction seems to be to the downside. So I wouldn't be surprised if we it'd be tempting to go short here. See if we get more follow through. That was nice. All right, let's take a look at gold. All right, we are in the middle of the initial bounce. We did have a VWAP bounce short. Kind of above VWAP trap there. Probably trapped a bunch of longs here and then sold out. I see a market that's in balance here on, on a higher time frame where, lower high here so far. I don't really see much. I did see the VWAP bounce short, but here there's no trade. We're in the middle of nowhere here. Don't diddle in the middle, as they say. Yeah, missed the bounce. Bounce is over. Now you'd be chasing. I wouldn't take the retest. We'll see what happens. If it breaks above IB and holds, it looks like it could be a good long back to weekly VWAP. That little short put me up at $1,600. Added another $140 to my P&L. Quick little scalp there. And why did I short there? Because there's really no conviction to the upside here. Really no buyers. You can see it on the cumulative delta, all selling. You short, JJ? JJ said, let's go NQ. I assume you're short. I already took my scalp there. Anything above kind of 125 invalidates the short. So it's kind of a big stop loss area. Tough to manage your risk here, but you know, this is what it is.
Retail investor protection proposal.
Thank you, Aaron. So I have it all blown up, sharing the screen. This should be clear enough to be able to read the numbers and executions. All right, there's going to be a little bit of battle here. I'm not taking this trade again. Even though ES is touching a little bit. I got burnt yesterday taking the lower bound on ES. That's how I blew my combine. So I took the same trade twice after the move already happened on NQ. So I'm not doing that again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
And short down 5 gems.
Hey, David. So my recommendation to get started to learning how to trade like I do is if you're not in the free Discord, jump in the free Discord. There's a description. There's a link in the description of this YouTube. There's a ton of free content in there. However, you can have access to the entire course in the premium section, of which I give an entire free week. So you can consume that entire course for free. Then continue to watch my live streams, all my videos. And then the best course, of course, I think, is sticking around for the premium and joining our live trading every day for 2 hours and practicing with us. Yeah, that was a nice scalp. I'm hesitant to take this, guys. It looks juicy, don't get me wrong. If it was my first trade of the morning, I'd probably take it.
The reaction to a core piece of European financial regulation.
Modern home broker.
Rising pushback by customers and governments.
I think we're going lower, so. And I got burnt taking the same exact trade yesterday, so I'm a little hesitant.
Which is home to Europe's largest asset manager, and several of its biggest banks, has emerged.
They're trying to hold this thing up, but there has been no conviction of buyers on the cumulative delta quite yet. This is still all sellers. If we get a big reversal, I might go long, but I see more downside until this shows a real turnaround. If anything, these pops can be shorted. But I'm going to wait for higher quality setups at this point, guys, because I'm already up $1,600 and I don't need to take every little trade. So I have all morning to wait for good, really good setups. So nice home broker. Same thing here, hot and heavy this morning. I'm up 1,600 in the cash account. Crushed it. So really good price action, guys. If you look at this chart, the only thing that didn't really work well would have probably been the long off the upper band here.
So
You
there is a
know,
YouTube video. We'll pop that on the feed. It'll be
and based on our previous action, how it really hasn't respected the upper band all that well, I wouldn't expect it to now. So that's something to take into consideration. If we haven't had clean price discovery long setups off the upper band yet, and it chops through it multiple times, you know, the market's telling us that that's not a great setup. Here we go. Or downside. Like I said, lack of conviction on the buyers. Really nothing on the cumulative delta said reversal. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to get the little bounces and pops, which I love to scalp. But right now, this market is saying downside. And also, we haven't been able to break the VWAP. The yearly VWAP. Look at this, guys. Tested it once, and we rejected it again today. I sold all of my swing stuff for the upside up here. Unless we can break and hold yearly VWAP, I'm bearish on the market. I'm thinking bear market rally, and we might go lower, guys. Like lower. So we'll see. There's no reason for this market to be going up. The fundamentals are very bad. This tariff news is really bad, and they're not making any progress. There's no peace in Russia. There's no trade deals. Like, this is just, you know, every positive news piece that makes this market rise gets sold into. So we'll see. Now, this room isn't about macro level trading, so I'll try to limit my my opinions for that matter. But I trade my longer term positions the exact way I trade this. VWAP, volume profile, just on higher time frames. Yeah, and the deal really was rather lackluster, Logger. He said that the UK is the first deal to be announced in days, and the deal really isn't that exciting. And we're actually selling on the news of the deal because the deal is like, there really isn't much of a deal aside from we agreed to agree that we'll work on this. It is disappointing. And you know what? You know, I really do try to keep politics out of the room because everybody has different views, and I'm really not interested in arguing politics. But I do think this is a great opportunity for somebody to step up and be a lead trade partner with the US if they want to be. But I feel like world leaders are just so hard-headed, including our own. So yeah, I see that too, Ed. Long way to go before we get to a significant level. You know, we're coming to value area low. I mean, 20,000 might be a decent area, give or take 100 points. Now, if we melt through 20,000, we're in trouble. Then we can go down to 19,800 easily. Hey Mo, I'm using, this is my Trade cash account. I'm using the volume profile and VWAP bands, but also you can find everything on TradingView. This is TradingView. Everybody around the world has access to TradingView. And if you join my Discord, there's a link in the description of this video. I have videos on how to set all of this up, including my templates. All right, so there's nothing for me to buy here, guys. And I'm not shorting down here either. So this is where I sit and wait. Right, Aaron? I mean, somebody could really step up here, like a Vietnam or India or Thailand, and be like, okay, you know, we're willing to work in these parameters. Like, let's make something happen. Yeah, me too. India's dealing with potential war now too, though, so it might be a bit distracted. But if Pakistan continues to harbor terror camps, I don't blame them either. So here we are. I don't know if anybody remembers that terrible terrorist attack in Mumbai many years ago. It was absolutely awful. I'm sure they haven't forgotten about that. Yeah, so far it's looking like a short. Absolutely. It's tough to short down here. But that's what it's telling us. We got a slope VWAP to the downside. We're below lower band. We don't really have an initial balance yet to give us much of a direction. We have the 50% extension here that it's kind of holding. So I don't know. I don't like anything really much here. Plus we're right below lower value on the session. So this could get bought up. So for monthly VWAP, this is my bottom right screen here. So you just set anchor period month for VWAP. And then I use a higher time frame. This is a 30-minute chart. I also have the week on this chart, the weekly VWAP. So I have the weekly and the monthly both on this chart.
They say House Republicans want to have
I got the entire volume profile on the top left.
the Trump make it.
5 minute is my daily execution chart. So I got intraday, session VWAP, and an initial balance. And this is the yearly and the yearly VWAP and daily chart. Yes, yep. Logger, there's no limitation on limit or market orders in futures whatsoever, not like stocks. Which is another huge part of traders, futures. Futures is for day trading, I think is the tits, because you can go long or short, no hesitation, beautiful leverage, lots of volatility, relatively cheap commissions, no hindrance on market orders during the Globex session. And then, you know, even though the liquidity and volume is lighter during Globex, it's a hell of a lot better than stocks. Hell of a lot better. No, margin is lower. You can control. So let's do the math on that. I'm going to show you. This is how you figure out nominal value on futures. I'm doing this now, guys, because I don't really see much of a setup here. I don't want to trade here, so I'm going to be patient. All right, so if NQ is at 20,062, all right, that's where we are right now, all right? And each NQ tick, let's just assume a mini for right now. One mini contract is $5 per tick, so that's $20 a point. So a NQ mini has a notional value of over $400,000. That's how much leverage you're taking on. And you can trade an NQ contract for $1,000. So that's 1 to 400 leverage on a mini. 1 to 400. It's better than Forex, I think. I don't know. Forex probably has some crazy stuff. So even a micro on NQ, right? Let's do that. Micro, so we're at 20,072, and it's what, $2 per point on a micro? We're taking on $40,000 notional value with one micro. $40,000 notional value with one micro on NQ, which you can have for $100. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, 1,000 is crazy. Yep, that's a lot of leverage. So the leverage in futures destroys stocks. You don't need a margin account. You don't need $25,000 in your account to trade. Better liquidity, better spreads, 40 to 60 tax treatment. Now you don't get that in prop firms, but you do get it in a cash account.
Cut tariffs on UK-made cars to 10%. Get a quote to the Telegraph.
Something about a $60 billion farm bill. I don't know if he said that. I think the House Republican said that.
So just some further detail from the article then, US force slash tariffs of Range Rovers and other UK-made vehicles at 10% as part of Trump's trade deal with
Oh,
UK.
US-UK deal to cut beef tariffs down to zero. I bet live cattle's going nuts.
Temporary arrangements.
Let's take a look at live cattle.
Britain and the US hopes will be a comprehensive trade deal in the coming months. In return,
Catching a bit of a bid there.
Tariffs on beef imports and exports
Nothing too exciting.
to zero, although Britain will not allow the full entry of beef into the UK.
Yeah, of course, Olive. Good morning, Olive. So that would have been a good short there. Selling into any of these bounces I like. Now, I think anything could happen here. I am not convinced of more downside or upside. We've been trading in the same range now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So higher time frame. They're not live. It's a good one. And the lean hogs aren't very lean. Light buying. Let's see what the cumulative delta says here. Oh, we have a little bit of an uptick here, guys. This might be, I'll take this. Come on now. We have the first sign of a curling on the cumulative delta here. We're at point of control. We're at VWAP on the Dow. Getting sold into. Let's go. Come on.
So just about 3 minutes ago, until we get to the EI and natural gas change BCF, forecasted for a build of 101 BCF compared to the prior build of 107 BCF.
A little scalp there. $1,770. $1,770. Now the volume is nothing exciting, but it's the first real sign of a curl on the cumulative delta. There it goes. But it keeps getting sold into, so I wouldn't get too exciting, and we're kind of at point of control here. Nice for a little scalp, but Dow is battling with VWAP here. Russell also at VWAP. ES and NQ are both below the VWAP. So sellers are stepping in here, but they seem to be absorbed. See all that selling and price didn't really move.
1 minute to go now.
So they're propping the bid a little bit here. They're refreshing the bid. Logger says, is there a way to trade real money with no commissions? I know that fees are unavoidable. I don't think there's any, it's not so much commissions, Logger, as it is exchange fees in futures. And there's no way of getting around exchange fees. So most of what I pay are exchange fees. My commissions are already very, very low.
10 seconds. Build
Yep, that's because you're looking at a symbol, Jackson, that has no volume data.
the expected build of 101 BCF. So
CFDs, Forex, no volume data. That's why we trade futures. Nope, NASDAQ 100 is a CFD Forex. That's not going to work. It's NQ is the symbol. And then you got to pay for data. NASDAQ 100, I'm pretty sure, is a CFD. Yep. Logger, I pay like $2 in commissions and another 1 fees per round trip. Is that okay? Can you avoid the $2? I don't know. I have the lifetime membership with Trade-Evate. Pull that up. Let's see what that looks like. I even forget. I use Tick Strike, Olive.
we have posted out the report for natural gas on the feed free to read through. metric gas feature turning negative, down about 0.2% after EIA report, slightly bigger than expected storage build.
Jeez. So I pay 59 cents for a micro. On NQ, I pay with my lifetime all in $2.18 round trip. That's with a lifetime membership. I think AMP Futures has there's some buying coming in now. First green candle on the cumulative delta of the regular session. But we're going up right into VWAP. I don't know if I'd short VWAP. I mean, this is the order flow really isn't agreeing with that, but we'll see. It is the value area high in the distribution, so that's kind of cool. I like this long more than I like it short, though. I don't like anything here. This is kind of a mixed market to me. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to continue to wait. Took one quick trade there. I've pretty much taken 2 trades since I've been on live so far. No, I've taken 16 trades. I took a bunch pre-market here, around 8:30 to 8:45, 8:50. I'm up almost $1,800 now. This is buyers coming in, guys. This is looking good. Kind of like it. Looks like we're trying to move higher. Ah. Be patient with it. That the rejection of VWAP on ES? I don't know. We'll see. I hope I didn't buy right into the rejection. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Come on now. Ah. Trying to decide what I want to do here. As the loss grows. Jesus. Let's see if it holds here. It was right back down to value area low in this distribution. And it went there to the tick, didn't it? Trying to decide what I want to do here. I want to go bigger on this or just get out and take the loss. I'm really struggling with it.
UK officials says Trump and Starmer held a warm conversation on Wednesday night and will speak again this morning.
Change my parameters here a little bit. All right, let's do this. What are we? We're still up 0.5% here. We're going to go completely red on this. I don't know. Let's see here. Sure looks like it launched longer, guys, doesn't it? I might just take this loss. We'll see. Okay, point of control. I'm just focusing on this, guys. Let's see if I can get out of this. If it goes lower, I kind of have to get out. But if we can get up to 2100, another 20 points, I'll get out of this thing. Call it a day. Cumulative delta does not look great. But it is holding lower band, so we'll see. We lose this level, could be bad. All right, I cut it. Ah. We might get back in if it turns around, but I can't let it keep burning out. Or was that the stop run? Psh. I do like how this level keeps holding, but they're chipping away at the buyers here, right? So if there's a lot of buying support, it could eventually give way because they're chipping away at it. Now this is lower value also on this distribution, which I also kind of like. So, you know, as long as we can hold this distribution, I might get back in for the other test of value. What do you guys think? Are we bullish or bearish here? Volume is very bearish, isn't it?
So Tony speaking, trading now.
All right, guys on YouTube, thanks for joining us. We're going to keep trading in the Discord. If you want to join us in the Discord, there's a link in the description.
Says UK standard.
I'm focused on this trade. See if we can make this work out.